Oh, I'm so excited, but I'm very nervous because I love this project a lot. And so I think, I'm trying to remind myself like it's okay, I wrote this project for me. And if other people love it just as much as I do, that's a win. If not, totally fine because getting to write this project and getting to experience, the days I did with my collaborators and stuff was a win as well. So just trying to keep my head on straight, stay positive, stay excited. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about this one.
I'm begging, please, that I go home with you tonight. I rearrange.
It was so scary. For starters, I'm a Virgo, so I'm like very much like type A. I like to have control. I like to know everything. And so there's always been like this like weird stigma around like labels and things like that. And oh, like there's the possibility of getting shelved, everything that could possibly go wrong. And those things can go wrong, but it's very slim when it does. And so for me, it was definitely like I I had to think about what I wanted out of this career, moving forward. And taking a chance has always been, like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I took a chance with my career and now I get to do what I love every day. And I think with this as well, it's like you never know what could happen until you try. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, I get to go back to being an independent artist, which I've been doing for 10 years. And we've had success and I'm still able to tour and do all of those amazing things. But if things seem to go, in a upwards direction in this situation that I'm in, like that's amazing too. So just trying to take every day at a time and like really just try to stay positive, stay excited.
Hold me in and you pull away. Sink or swim in your tidal wave. I'm miserable.
I do. I think, you know, being in this industry too and being an artist, you kind of have to separate, the human side of you and the business. Like essentially you are a business, and me, I'm such an emotional person, and that's, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and sometimes I find it hard not to, get my feelings hurt, especially seeing, a negative comment or something like that. Like I just try to now I've just really tried to not pay attention to any of it. But yeah, no, I definitely am just like a very emotionally driven person. And so I'll find myself on days, just wondering like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right music? Am I cool enough? Am I this? It's so easy to compare yourself to other artists. Like again, that's why I just try my best to turn off the noise and not think about that. But it is an easy thing to do, especially when you have social media so like readily accessible to anybody and everybody, right? And so um, I've just been trying to really like block that part of my brain out and separate the two and just remind myself that it's okay to feel the way that I do, but I'm also, getting to live out my dream and do what I love to do every day. So um I've got to kind of take the good with the bad and just try to ignore all of the negative. So I've been really trying to remind myself of that recently. Um and just keep pushing forward. But yeah, it is so easy to find yourself stuck, especially when your career is quite literally based off of your emotions. So, um, yeah, it's a tough industry to be in when you are an emotional person. I don't know why we do it to ourselves sometimes, but the payoff is amazing when it does. So
To make easy hard. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Damn it, I'm dumb. Poster child for screwing everything.
incredible. I mean, every time I come to Australia, I'm always blown away by the energy. Um, the people that showed up to each of our sets during those days, like even when it was torrential downpouring, I think that was in so was it Sydney where it was like torrential downpour? Like people still show up and are just so loud and make the experience so fun. And it's, I think a lot of the time you kind of forget like when you're in the US and you're kind of in your own little bubble, that there's people out there that like are listening as well. And when you travel that far and you get to experience that, it's like a whole other level of just like appreciation that I have, not only for you guys and like being there, but also like for my music. And I don't know, it's just it's such a cool experience. But yeah, no, it was really hot. Such a funny, the last one in Brisbane was such a funny show, and we make jokes about it to this day. We literally have a photo of my guitarist with a towel over it, like a cold wet towel over his head, just playing like blind, no shirt. I'm like like trying to rip off whatever I can. Ricky's like he spins a lot and he's like spinning himself into a coma. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get through this? But the energy really like made it one of the best shows ever, and we may have been dead afterwards, but it was like so much fun.
Don't laugh, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Damn it, I'm done. The poster child for screwing everything up, including
So my hometown from Nashville, it's probably about a 10-hour drive. Um, so I don't know, like I'm not very good at like mileage or anything, but it would probably be like a good in the car just driving like 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. I'm from literally the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. There's nothing there. There's like a McDonald's and that's it. Surrounded by mountains. We have like it's called the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which is like a spin-off of the actual Grand Canyon. It doesn't look anything like that, but it is like a small, tiny version of that. But it's very, very small. I think for me, I had lived there, for several years. I went to college like right outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And I really was kind of fascinated by the larger city, but also I am like not great at driving in a city. I don't really know my way around a city all that well. And Nashville, when I came to visit for the first time, it felt like a big city, but it also felt like a small town at the same time. It kind of has that like dope, like that feeling. It feels a little bit like both. And it was really easy to navigate, and also like you're surrounded by music literally everywhere you go. And at that time, I was, I guess, writing more country music, and Nashville is a very country centric town, obviously. And so I moved out here, and I really fell in love with it, and I've been here ever since. And now I'm like, I've traveled to so many places. I'm like, I don't even know where I want to end up now, but I've really grown to love it, and it has started to feel a lot like home. So, and it's pretty centrally located to like my family and stuff too. They're all kind of spread out in different states and stuff, but it's not very hard to get to them. So,
I'm tripping on normally I proceed with caution, but you're broken and now I'm nauseous. So don't go, never let somebody get so close. Who am I kidding?
I mean, I think it's I think it's equally as bad. I feel like I think now we have a larger platform to call out people who, obviously have negative things to say about women and beauty standards and all of those things. But what hurts me the most is when I see other women attacking and tearing down other women. Like we should be building each other up and not feeling that way, and like being there to support each other. So that's the one thing that I always am like, I get really bummed out when I see it. But I do think like, again, like when you put yourself on a platform, and it's basically up to the algorithm gods to take anything that you do content wise and put it into a new, demographic of people that might not have ever seen you before, hear of you or whatever. Like there's going to be people who say nasty things, and I think being behind a keyboard gives this gives people this false confidence almost, that they can say whatever and not they don't have to think about the the way that the other person is going to feel, like, because it doesn't, like, they don't care, like they're doing it. It's like a I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they just don't they do it, and then they move on and they scroll and they see the next woman or whatever it may be, and they do the same thing, and it is so detrimental. I mean, I know for so many years of my life, I've really, really struggled with my body image. I actually, fun fact, I bodybuilded back in the day. I used to bodybuild and I was like really into that world, and I did it competitively too. And I think even that, like looking at myself in a mirror and, comparing the way that I used to look versus how I look now, and like I have, a small upper lip, and like, fillers are an option. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like constantly reminding myself, like, oh, you are beautiful the way that you are. The universe built you, or God, or whatever it may be, built you the way that you're supposed to be for a reason. And just try to remind myself of that. And then remind, young fans that follow me that it's okay to, you know, not feel like you have to change that part of yourself, like to feel accepted or to feel cool or to feel better. And so, um, for me, it's just like I would love to have that effect on people. Like this is a healthy space, and we want our brains to be healthy. We want to feel good about ourselves in our own skin, and take care of ourselves the healthy way, the right way, and not do it because somebody else, called you a name that's not even true, that they're not even thinking about. They're projecting every bad thought and feeling that they have about themselves, which if you think about is like extremely, extremely sad.
What if I